It is currently 1:42 in the morning on January 2nd. Today was an extraordinary long day. I got up and skied my local mountain at 7:30. Got up from the mountain at 9. Did some skiing. It's pretty good, a little foggy. But I have been up for I don't know how long, 19 hours at this point. 18 hours, I guess, is more accurate. And I'm still exhausted. Tomorrow, I know I'll have more time in the day to actually do some things. I'm annoyed that this Discord profile is not exactly what I want it to be. I want it to be a little bit more personal to the channel, to me. Which actually brings to what I want to talk about right now, is that these are the first two things, and I really do want to get to a point where I'm just talking about things that I actually want to talk about. But currently, I'm not in a very good recording area. I have some people staying over at my house, and it takes away some of the space that I normally do, because I stay up late. I'm recording this at 1:45 in the morning, and I don't really like doing it up in my room, because my parents' room is right next to it. So I choose really not to do that. And and usually I record in the basement, but that's where our extra bedroom is, so I can't really go down there right now. The big thing is that I really need to do this in privacy because of some things that I just don't like doing. I guess people would understand you don't want to record in front of other people, but I lost my train of thought. But okay, but I want to talk about real things. I mentioned music yesterday. I have so many thoughts about music because I can get into. I have thoughts about video games, about food, about school, a lot of things. But I think right now is a good time to just talk about myself a little bit. So yesterday I talked about why I wanted to do this and why it was important to me. And I kind of want to dive into that a little bit more about myself, but I also want to talk about who I am as a person. I guess it kind of starts off with, I want to start off by saying that I don't talk about myself a lot. I find it very difficult to not necessarily, I wouldn't say I talk about myself. I talk about myself to people I know. I talk about my interests. I talk about things that I enjoy, but I don't talk about myself. I don't like talking about what I've been through, what I'm going through, and stuff. My best friend from high school is over at my house right now, and still, if I wanted to go talk to him about how I'm feeling, and it would feel awkward to me, and that's just me being who I am, because I guess I would say it really started during COVID, that I'm at the age where I was essentially, my formative years was during the pandemic, and I knew before the pandemic really happened that I was stuck in between areas, because I always considered myself to be very academic. I went to a boarding school, a very good boarding school, and now I'm at a very good college as well, and I'm studying computer science because I want to make video games, but I also want to do an engineering degree as well because I'm interested in the inner facets of computers, and I would be really interested in console making. But I was very academic, and I always took it seriously. It also is because I have a sibling, and there was always a competition between myself and my sibling because they were always getting good grades, and I felt like there was pressure put upon me to do that. And I also play hockey. And at this boarding school I went to, I played pretty competitive hockey, and I could have played juniors somewhere, but I chose not to for various reasons that I won't get into now, and just decided to play club in my college, and we're pretty successful within club. We went out to St. Louis and went to nationals. And So I have these two distinct personalities, I guess, whereas very academic side and very sports side. And when I was in my hometown during high school, before I went to this boarding school, there was this huge disconnect between the people who were academic and the people who were sports. And I was stuck in between, so I kind of felt like I was a little alone. That it was difficult for me to find friends who shared the same things that I enjoyed because I was stuck in between two groups that never really connected in a small town like what I live in right now. And so as COVID hit, the few friends that I had, we kind of drifted apart, especially because right before COVID hit, I got accepted into the boarding school, and I left the subsequent year, and it created this thing where I found a lot of friends online who I unfortunately don't talk to anymore, just because it was a COVID thing. Some of them still stream on Twitch, and I go see what's going on. But it shaped my personality, and I realized that I enjoy being alone a good amount of time. I enjoy spending time alone and being with my thoughts. And it also made me realize that I struggle doing the things that I enjoy in front of people because I'm always afraid that they're going to judge me for that. It's why I'm recording this in the middle of the night in my bedroom, and normally where I record in the basement because I don't want people to hear me. And as I went through boarding school, I slowly became more and more acclimated with that type of environment where it was clearly an academic first and sports combined. So I enjoyed that. I found friends that I'm comfortable with, and I was able to kind of come over this innate fear of, not even innate fear, it's just this anxiety of people, because again, like, COVID was so transformative for me and my personality that it took me a while to get back into it. And like, still now I struggle with social interaction. I just have generalized anxiety, and when generalized anxiety I think is the medical term, but I just have anxiety in general. I struggle doing things out in public because I focus on what others could think of me, and I always assume that they're thinking the worst. And I've been trying very hard to work on this throughout high school, throughout college, and I've been getting a lot better. But I struggle sharing things, and I found, like I talked about in the previous video, that when I would speak out loud to my phone and pretend like nobody was listening, I was able to say these things. I was able to share some ideas that I thought other people would think were weird, or some of my passions that not many people I know are also interested in. I'm very lucky to find a group of friends that share very, very similar interests with me. Like, we play video games all together. One of my friends is very into anime, and I am as well. And it's just, like, I went skiing with my friend, and the others don't. So I found a very, very fun group of friends from high school. And also my club hockey team in college, we were able to connect better than before, but it's still something I need to work on. And I found that doing this is healthy for me. It was fun. It was a great place to put something down, and it helped me work on saying things that I don't normally say. So I guess that's why I am doing this. That the because of how I am and how I was transformed by COVID and the path of a boarding school and college, and why I'm choosing to start recording these videos. Because, I mean, there's always a slight hope that something will happen with this, that somebody will see it and they'll be interested in it. Somebody will get millions of subscribers, but that's not the goal of this. The goal of this is for me to be getting a creative outlet. Because if you look past in my YouTube, it was 2020 through 2022, I made videos about video games, about some random topics that I thought were interesting. And I love that I did that at that time. And throughout my senior year of high school, throughout my junior year summer, and throughout freshman year of college, I missed being able to create, being something to look forward to, something that I was passionate about. And I didn't have that. And there was many factors that I didn't do it, mostly because I was busy with a lot of work and a lot of hockey, and I didn't really find the time to be able to do it. And there were some times where I would start writing a script, but I would never get to it. Or I started working on some coding projects that I had to push away because it was just I was getting too backlogged with other work that I had to get done. And because I remember watching that era of YouTube in 2020, and I remember getting inspired so much to start creating and start putting my thoughts out into the world, that it was so entertaining. And recently, this Thanksgiving, was when I started recording personally for myself and figuring out that I really enjoy this, was because I watched Arcane, and the first season of Arcane came out when I was having this drive to create. And then I finished the second season, and that feeling came back to me. This feeling of wanting to create something that left a lasting impact. Like, I'll talk about that more when I talk about my plans for video games and why I want to create something like that. Because that's something else I can talk about for a long time. And I need to keep this short, because even though I don't want to, I'm waking up fairly early tomorrow as well to see my friend off, because he has a long drive home tomorrow night, be able to talk about something different. But that was it just had an impact of me, reminding me of what I enjoyed doing as my hobby. I enjoyed being creative. And when school is fun and when hockey is fun, I needed that third thing, that step of creative, doing something out of pure enjoyment. Like, sure, hockey is enjoyment, but I play hockey because I also want to be in shape. I want to win. And I do academics because I want to be able to learn as much as possible. I want to be able to be put in a position later in life where I'm able to sustain a lifestyle that I enjoy when I'm older, or be able to do a job that creates an impact in some way or another. But there was never something that I only did just because I thought it was enjoyable. And I realized that this is the thing that I enjoy. And while it's incredibly scuffed right now, I'm having this makeshift thing where I'm recording the profile that's lighting up right now on my desktop and using my iPhone to record audio. And I have to figure out some other way to just record directly into the computer so I don't have to carry my phone around. And I'm definitely just going to get one of those tiny lapels mics, because they're cheaper and they're decent quality, and I could definitely just plug it in right into the side and it would work. But this is what I enjoy. And yeah, there's so many things that I want to keep talking about, mostly because I really hate ending these. It's so difficult to say just end it, because back on my old videos, I would do this thing where I would say a sentence and end the video, and I thought that was fun. It was a little cheesy, maybe a little bit cringe as well, but it was something to say that I could end a note on. And here I want to end it on just a sentence, something that feels more natural. And it's very difficult for me to do that. Because my mind keeps wanting to talk about things when my brain says, no, you need sleep. As you know, that sentence does not make any sense because I'm so tired right now. But, yeah, that's just a bit about me and why I want to do this, and what the reasons the reasons that how my environment has changed to make me want to do this. I know this is a little bit of a repeat from yesterday, but I think yesterday was talking about what I wanted to do and not necessarily why I wanted to do it. So tomorrow will be, I think, a little bit better, a little bit more energetic, I hope. But yeah, this is fun. I like being creative. It's really, really fun.